Welcome back, everybody. This is Dan's Racing and Simulations. Thanks so much for joining in with me today. So we are back in Project Cars 2. It's been a little bit since we have done a video on Project Cars 2, and the reason to come back to it today is because not too long ago, they recently patched the game. So they made some major changes. I believe this is patch 1.3.0 or 1.301. I'm not looking at it right at hand. I'll put it up on the screen right now so you can take a look at it really quick. I'll scroll down, show you the image. If you want to pause and really read about these details, you can. Again, this has been out for about a week, I think now, but I am just having a chance to check it out. A lot of stuff changed, like I said, but what I am mainly focused on here, and the reason why I'm making this video, is I want to see what they've done with the AI. Supposedly they have made several changes to just generally make the AI more improved, more balanced, and more fun to race again. Now, I've said in the past that I thought the AI was pretty decent in Project Cars 2, but they had some very distinct characteristics mixed in there that was not that great. And you guys have heard me complain about those before. So what I'm hoping is that they have resolved many of those issues with this patch, and we're going to do a 2-lap race in the GT4 class. There are 23 cars, including myself. We're going to do 2 laps around LeMans. So let's go ahead and hop in here and see if they have changed them. I will discuss as we drive the problems I was having before and whether or not they fixed them. And we are off. So the first problem that I always had is that the AI was very unusual at the start of a race. They just took off so slow for whatever reason, even if it was a high horsepower car. And it seems like they've got that resolved for the most part. They are acting a little crazy when they get all bunched together. We got a lot of traffic here. I specifically started out last in the race to see how easy it is to pass these guys. And it certainly seems like they are holding their own much better than before the patch. Now, one of the main things they said, and I'll have to get further along in the race to really know for sure whether or not this has been resolved, but one of the things that they said is that they've improved the AI characteristics in slow and fast speed corners. Now, I don't know if it's just because we are bunched up at the moment, but they still seem to have that distinct problem where they really get very slow in the corners. And I'm not quite sure why that is. It's like the AI gets confused or something and they all just lay on the brakes. I feel like they should be able to corner a little bit faster in some of these corners. Maybe not all of them. Maybe when they get a little more spaced out, they won't have such a hard time. But I think I'm happy to report that definitely the start of the races are much, much better. They do seem like they are getting out off that line a little bit more. And I'm not going to challenge this guy. We're getting ready to come up on this corner here. I'll see if I can't get him in the next straight. I do feel like they may have, I don't think I saw anything in there about them tweaking the force feedback, but I do feel like the force feedback may have been adjusted a little bit for the better. I know they did a lot of, get out of the way, buddy. This guy's not going to let me around. He's going to make me work for it. I do know that they had listed in there that quite a few of the cars individually, they had made some tweaks, but I don't remember reading that any of that was force feedback related. Yeah, I still think I'm having to get down in first gear through that corner. That should be a second gear corner at least. And they are just really getting you're just having the same issues in those slow speed corners. They're going extremely slow. They should not have to go that slow. Now this Mustang, this GT4 Mustang, is the newer body style. It's not like the one that's in front of me there. It is a manual transmission. I am running the clutch pedal, but I am running it with paddles at the moment because I have my H-pattern shifter set up at the moment to be in sequential mode because I am using it as a handbrake in iRacing for the Rallycross, and I don't want to take it apart, put it back together, so this will just have to do as far as paddles with the clutch. I know that's not what I should be doing, but just got to make that work for now. So overall, I mean, we're maybe a half of the way through this first lap here, and the AI does seem to be more competitive. Overall, or more like in a general statement, drifting a little bit there. The fastest way around the track, people, is not drifting. I was not doing the right thing there. They do feel like overall they are better. They're still not perfect, but they do feel like they're putting up a better race. And they feel like once they get a little more spread out, they are handling their own quite a bit better in the slow speed corners. But I still think they're not 100%. I mean, I still think that there's really a lot of... They're having quite a bit of issues in the slow speed corners. They definitely may have improved in the high speed corners, though. I haven't really had any of those issues. I bet you I just thought for a second there I'd cut that corner. Alright, last lap here. They are getting out in front of me here. Let me see if I can catch them. This will be the telltale lap here because they're going to start to get some space and you'll really be able to see how they'll be able to perform. I swear the force feedback feels a lot better. I'm going to have to take a better look at the details on what they adjusted for the individual cars. Slow down to avoid being given a penalty. What did I do? Did I cut a corner? Oh, I got a 1 second penalty for exceeding the track limits. Oops, that's okay. The point of this race was not necessarily winning. It's just to get an idea of whether or not the AI has improved. And I feel like they have. You know, I had quite a few faults. My main concern was the way they acted at the beginning of a race from a standing start. And that definitely seems to be resolved and much, much improved, as I'm going to get passed on the right here, I believe. Oh, I'm going around. Woo! Might have my brake bias a little bit too far to the rear. Got on the brakes there and the rear definitely locked up. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely more competitive. So before, I could get in, start from the back, and pretty much pass everybody, not everybody, but most cars pretty quickly. And where I would pass them most of the time would be in the very slow speed corners. And as I go off the track, where I could probably pass them here, it will definitely be more of a challenge. So it seems like they have improved. But I'm not going to go out and say that they've completely stopped bunching up in those slow speed corners. I do think they are still bunching up in the slow speed corners. But generally, have they improved? I do think so. But you can see up right now, they're getting a little bunched up. You know, that first guy goes through there with some hesitation and it just slows everybody up behind them. Alright, let's see if we can make a couple places up on this last lap. This is my first time driving this car. It's actually pretty fun. Obviously, that BMW can handle a little bit better than me in the corners. Maybe the Mustang wasn't the best vehicle of choice here. I love LeMans. LeMans is one of my favorite tracks. I have a special place in my heart for LeMans because I originally started out playing racing games with the Forza series. Actually, I played Gran Turismo before that, but I got serious about racing in the Forza series. And LeMans was probably one of my favorite tracks in Forza. So it has a special place in my heart, and I do really enjoy it. I'm going to try to get him right here. We'll take the inside if he'll let me. Nope. Tell you that BMW handles pretty well. GT4s are one of my favorite classes. You have, and that's not just on this game, but it's on a lot of games, because the cars carry so much different speed. Some of them are very fast in the straight, but don't handle well in the corners. And then others are handle very well in the corners, but don't have that top end that the other cars have. So it's almost a strategy game when you're racing in the GT4 class, and that's why I like it. You have to try to make up speed in places that you can, because you won't be able to utilize that in other places on the track. So that's pretty cool. So that was fun. Yeah, so what I can say basically in a nutshell is, while the AI still is not perfect, they have definitely improved them quite a bit, so that's nice to hear that they are listening to the public, they're listening to the community, and they are tweaking and making adjustments to get the AI better. Definitely from the start of the race, I would say that's a 75 to 80% improvement. They're no longer sitting on the starting line, taking forever to accelerate, bunching everybody else up. The high-speed cornering, they claim they had an issue with it. I never really saw an issue in the high-speed corners, but if they have revised that, they've definitely revised it for the better, because they seem to be performing well in high-speed corners. The slow-speed corners, I still think there might be a little bit of an issue. They may be slightly better, but they still seem like they are bunching up. But I'm going to do a few more races, not here on camera, but I'm going to do a few more races behind the scenes and maybe give you guys an update video here soon. Let me know below if you guys want to see more Project Cars 2 content. I know we were doing the career series. I can get back on that if you want me to, now that they've done these updates. I will do whatever you guys want to see. So just let me know in the comments below what you're wanting to see. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this information, guys. If you did, please click that like button. If you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. And if you like this, share this video so other people can see it. Thanks so much, guys. I will talk to you in the next video.